So, our first wheel of cheese. Let's do this. This is from the video game Bloodborne, and the name of the track is The Old Hunters. All right. The name of the track is Living Failures, my bad. Because I'm an epic failure. I love how the sound design in the back gives it that much more ominous vibe to it. Hey, Vodka Man, how you doing? Huge and dark and gnarly and ugly. Anybody who plays Bloodborne, what's happening in this scene? Oh, it's a boss fight. But the anxiety being caused by those, the ostinatos of the strings are intense. Huge buildup. Odd dissonance in there. Great choral arrangement. Okay, briefly, I want to stop really quick. The dissonance throughout this whole composition has been fairly constant. It hasn't been something that kind of sneaks up on you and then the composer throws something, a little dissonance in there to make you uncomfortable in certain points. It has been a constant through it. Of course, the darker and the heavier anxiety is coming from the ostinato and the strings, which is not always anxiety driven. You guys are here with me on the stream long enough. Anytime we hear strings holding any kind of a pattern, that's an ostinato. And then of course you can kick that in the ass if you have a brass section or if you have something like that following that. But that always gives you that creepiness. Well, not all the time, depending how it's written. But that darker, heavier drive, like ugliness is happening and stuff. But one of the things that's really powerful about this is the dissonance and also the use of the choral arrangements for that dissonance. We can do it instrumentally, but when we hear voices in dissonance, because we are human, we're listening to it, our voices in dissonance, it's a little bit more of a creep factor. I think it's like a plus 20 fire damage creep factor. Hear the high strings doing that? ass, you son of a bitch. You motherfucker. That's huge. I mean, but that's also a very powerful piece, and it orchestrally could stand alone on itself in a classical suite. You know, depending on what the kind of style of that move, or stand in of itself in a movement in a classical suite. Because everything about that was very dark and ominous. There was this like kind of Chopin kind of vibe in there that was kind of gnarly. I mean, in my recollection and stuff. But that was a great way to open up the stream, man. Great way to open up the stream, and thank you so much. And I'm stoked that we were able to get you in on the new spin. So let's go back to Speen. We're spinning with new people here first. We're gonna go and let's go ahead and hit the wheel. Let me refresh really quick. And I did. Once again, for those of you who are just hanging out here right now, I've realized now that I can spin with the new first timers. So that's what I got here right now is I've got the first timers that are in Speen. Let me update. And these are the ones that also, oh, we got some more standby. Hang on for a second. New viewers, standby. Oh, new viewers. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, we're spinning. Here's a new, who's this here? Darth Poyang. Darth Poyang, are you here? Welcome, first timer. All right. What does Darth Poyang want here? Let's find out. Oops, standby, Darth. All right, it's another game, guys. Oh, I don't know if I've heard this one. It's a game called Escape from Tarkov? How about that? Escape from Tarkov. Is that a game? I guess so. It's down as a game in the genre. So let me grab the content here and let's do this. Apparently the name of the track is Prepare for Escape. So that's what we're doing, guys. We are preparing for the escape. Let's do this. All right. Whoops. Boing. Gives you kind of a lonely, wandering vibe. You against the world kind of vibe. What do you mean it's not a game for me? There's another arrangement behind it that's mallet driven. That addition of that lo-fi sequence, percussive sequence. Yeah, it's in the key of Tool. Nice little pulsating, enveloping, hear that? Womp, 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 womp. I like that. I really like this. vibe of like an endless search, a little bit of hope, then takes it away. Get that feeling? And now, keeping it in that little minor pocket, just keep you in that loop of like obsessed search. It's like an overall wash on the kit. Listen to that kick. Like a 1 second. Snake, it sounds like, I mean, this was more contemporary in the composition. I didn't hear anything that pulled from it, like, you know, denoting like a Russian style melody. But it is heavy. You know, the build in this track has been fantastic. And I love when composers take what might be simple chord changes or something we hear a lot of times in contemporary music and stuff, predictable. Because I think even if you're not a musician or a composer here, you enjoy music, you can predict when a change is coming, because there's a tempo that builds that aligns with music in our head, and a counting of measures and stuff like that, and unless it gets too crazy and too out there. And you can predict a change, especially when it starts to repeat itself. Now these chords are repeating itself, but they keep on building and pulling in and out of elements. And the drums came and they got more forceful, a little more powerful. But the visuals I'm getting, being that I'm only looking at this thumbnail, so it looks like it's some kind of war style thing, is almost, as it's blowing up, it's almost like this heroic one person against 30, and maybe he started off sniping, and then people are seeing him, and now all the other guys are shooting at him and bombing at him, and maybe his leg is broken now and he's got one arm shot, but he still keeps standing up and shooting over the wall. It has that kind of build to it, you know, and that's how I'm kind of getting the vibe from it, you know, as a composer as well. When this particular style is used, it's usually like a heroic build to, you know, something of that nature. I could be wrong, but... I heard the guitar in there, but it's just so saturated and so sunk. Yeah, it's a trippy tone, but more raw, more authentic. Yeah, that's what I meant, Moss Man, something like that. That's such a gritty, saturated tube sound. Give it back to us one more time and hit us in the head with it. Ah, they let us die out there. Actually, I don't know what this was up against, but the way the composer ended this, to me, would have been like the hero taking his last breath kind of vibe. It's like everything is big and it's glorious, and finally the last shot takes him out and he's just dangling there. Maybe he's like, his eyes are halfway open. He's thinking about, you know, maybe his, you know, his friends or his past or something, and then all of a sudden eyes dilate, go at the very end. Theater of the mind. Leaves us unresolved. Yes, you know. Anyhow, so, or if that was a looping thing, somebody just said it's possible that ran up on a loop. Great track. Another great track. I'm ripping through these guys. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm doing this more like slightly talk over the tracks instead of stopping all the time. I mean, I might stop once or twice, but I'm having a little more fun just chirping in on all the high points and stuff like that. Yes, a triumphant final moment. Okay, good, good. All right. Excuse me. One more new viewer, Wheel of Cheese, and then I got to do the catch up on the old donos, guys. So let's get ready for another support of Wheel of Cheese with our new viewers, our first timers here, or the ones that have never donated. That's also another thing. I'm still working that out. Are they new viewers, first timers here, and never donated or something like that? Okay. Hang on for a second. I got to refresh my data, collect my new viewer suggestion list here, and let's do this. Oops, my bad. Job opening. Okay, here it is. This is the new viewer spin of Wheel of Cheese of Wheel of Wheelie. Fenthyl. All right. We're doing Fenthyl, and let's see what we got here. So let's give him a hand. Oh, Fenthyl wants, ooh. Oh, this is going to be a joy. Oh, somebody just came in and said hi for the first time. X15 Ninja 15. How's it? How are you? Well, you're on the list. You're so close, but first time chatting, I want to say hi to you, man. How are you? Okay, so Fenthyl is hitting it close for us, especially. How many of you are here from the Decomposer Lounge? Let me get some horns emojis, because this one is a band that I heard early on in my channel, and I really dug them. Everybody, this track coming from Fenthyl is from the band Karnivool. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Which one is it from Karnivool? Roaming the Wastes. No, I'm sorry. Wrong title. No panic. The Claudal lure? The Claudal lure? Forget it. But anyhow, we're doing. Let's go. Copy. Couple. And away we. Whoops. Let me switch over here. And woohoo! Karnivool. Okay, Aman, we're gonna have fun on this one. Okay, help me on the time, guys. What's the time on this? Jacob.
Ask a question.
It was for a second, 9/8. Makes it work for me is keeping that square. That gotten us in.
We should have known better not to taste this wine we swallowed. For all and more, we said our recourse for tomorrow. Now we command, we will awake this naked fire.
This is badass.
Memories like grains of sand are blowing away. Is this who you are? A product of fear.
The quarters and the sequent lock this down nice.
Hold your nerve, keep your focus. The sun
I love the delay on the vocals. Listen, they're faint, but they're beautiful. Squaring us off for a second just to get us centered for us mere mortals.
Ask a question.
All right, for us mere mortals, even though there are a few of us here that can count out the meters and we can follow it and we're kind of looped into it, you know, with the headiness of the time and the syncopation, I was going to say constipation, and the syncopation and everything that's going on in here, counter meter kind of arrangements as well. The one thing that I love about bands that'll do this, as long as they give me a zip line, and even as a composer who can pull it together when it comes to listening to it, as long as I can get a zip line out of it, and that zip line, I've always said this on when I listen to music, is I'm always looking for at least something that's squaring me off. It could be a hi-hat going, tss, 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 you know what I'm saying? While everything's going, tss, you know, whatever the jerkiness is of the meter. Or if I can't find that, I listen for, remember I said earlier in this, listen to that sequence. There was some tricky little rhythmical things that were happening there in the arrangements and stuff like that. But there was a little sequence that was holding eighths. And to me, personally, that makes, that empowers to the second power, third power, whatever, those arrangements that are very meter oriented and time oriented and syncopated oriented, is by giving you just a little taste of, like, you know, simplicity somewhere through that process, you know. Yep.
We should have known better not to taste this wine we swallowed. For all and more, they said our recourse for tomorrow. Now we command, we will embrace it or be defiant. Silent moment induced by these chemicals you can't control.
God, the tone on that dirt guitar. In a weird way, a little reminds me of some Soundgarden-y stuff. See, at least the kick is giving us that stay in the pocket. That little light, like muted piano stuff. snare. Fuck. This was great. This was great. This was killer. Mess with the envelope. Get the horns. Whoops, start it again. That was great, guys. That was a sick listen. I can't help but, like, has Karnivool ever opened up for Tool by any chance? Does anybody ever know that? I mean, it almost seems like they would be in the same billing. Obviously, two different, let's say, band sub-stories, if you would. But, boy, that would be one hell of a billing if Karnivool, they did something like Karnatool. I don't know. Maybe it was like a tour between the two. Because that would be something I think we definitely would need to take syncopation pills. You know, because that would be absolutely insane. Lul. But anyhow, but for me, Karnivool, this music, though it does have similarities with Tool and stuff, is a lot more intricate in the work that they put in, based on musicianship and stuff. I don't want that to sound weird in saying that like Tool musicians aren't better than these musicians or anything like that. It's a different kind of energy in the arrangement and the composition with Karnivool. But the unifying, the relatable thing about it between Tool and Karnivool is that uniqueness of percussion, is that, whole, messing with our heads when it comes to the rhythm and meter. However, I think Karnivool's a little more meter-centric, syncopated-centric, a little more, and also because I think Tool is a lot more organic and they don't necessarily do a lot of overdubs. They try to keep everything as organic as possible, so that they can reproduce it on stage as well. So, damn, that was great. Fully dug that. Okay, here we go now. We're playing catch-up now for the February 29th session. I've got a few of these here, and then I'll take a break, and then I'll be hitting the new ones that came in today because I got short time here. First one coming up, Turnip Trader. What's going on, buddy? This is a band called Vulfpeck. Vulfie? Is it Vulfpeck? We got some funk coming up, guys. So let's do this. I want to thank for those of you that have been hanging out for the Wheel of Cheese. Thank you so much. I think I'm most likely, if my timing is good, I'll get back to some more Wheel of Cheese. But let's do this for my buddy, Turnip Trader, making up for February 29th. This is for you, buddy. Are you here? Are you in the house, Turnip? Have I seen you chime in, Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay. All right. Corey Wong's on this, he says, is what he says. So let's do this. Those knowers record it in the house things. Oh, what a trip. Road 73 vibe. smoking funk, man. Yeah, that 73 had a definite specific sound. It's gonna have a Barney Miller vibe. How many guys remember that TV show, the opening of that? I love this kind of music. This is the kind of music where if I had my guitar on, I'd be going off right now. I love the unison stuff there. That was some badass stuff. And you know what? One of the things that was great, remember I said a little earlier on, I said, oh, great, they're recording this like nowhere would, which is everything was all mic'd up in the room and stuff like that. I thought it was cool that they just had one cat there on the hi-hat and stuff. Then I was looking at the setup, and then the drummer, per se, was using like a timpani mallet or a mallet head. And the drum was facing down. So I think I saw where the mic was, gave it such a thuddy kind of odd kick sound to it, but it was low enough and you know, bottom endy enough to come off as the kick, except it was facing downwards and stuff. And then the whole thing, even though this was super funky, a lot of it was really pretty straight. You know, there wasn't, the kit stayed straight, so that the bass player, whether he's doing eighths or sixteenths or whatever, whenever he stepped out of that zone, really gave it a lot of life, you know. You know what I mean? Somebody new just followed. How's it? Welcome. But it definitely had more of a straight. Now I'm looking at this. This thing's had like 17 million views. So I'm thinking another great reason for that is because it's extremely accessible. It really hits your like funk nerve somewhere. A funk nerve somewhere right about here that just makes your head go ding 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 ding. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be, you know, insane musicianship. It just needs to groove. It needs to funk, and that's, you know, that's the essence of funk. God, funk it, funky doodle. So another one got followed. How you doing? What's going on? How are you? Thank you for following. So funk soul, brother. Funky, funky soul. All right, who's coming up next? As we're playing catch up. Next up, this is Next794. This is a game, Wii Sports. So not like Wii Sports for Wii people, the Wii little gaming people, I think. Is that what the Wii Sports was? Tennis and baseball and stuff, and the bowling. I really loved that. I had a blast with my daughters when we were young. Okay, stand by for a second. Hang on. No. This one is, oh, this is the title. Oh, then I'm definitely going to remember this because I played the Wii Sports. And it had some other thing, too, that looked like a scale. You'd step on it or something and do things while you'd step on it. And I don't know if where exactly that was in the scheme of the game. I don't remember because it was over 20 frickin' years ago. But let's do this. All right. Yes, of course. Come on, everybody, nostalgia. Let's go. I'm sorry, but this does sound like a pharma commercial, doesn't it? I hate to put that in your mind. ballads in here, guys. Timo. I always loved that little sound that they had for the lead. I wonder if that little drum snare thing was a mistake they kept in. Wait, that melody. Da 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 da. God, I don't know. It reminds me of something else. Don't forget to take your 2 teaspoons of peanut butter and you'll have a wee day. Uplifting change there. Life is good when you wee. I know it's almost over. I'll wait for this comment. There's a melody in there that reminds me of something else. You know what was really super memorable about this for me? And now even as I listen to it today with you guys, I think what was really memorable about it for me is that when I first heard it, and when first plugged in the game 20 years ago or whatever, and my daughters were all getting, you know, riled up to play it and stuff like that. And I was late on this. It had been out already for a year or something. As a composer, I really said, man, these guys hit it so on the head with this because, you know, the characters were kind of gimmicky looking, right? They looked like little half, you know, I don't know, rolling pin looking people and stuff like that. And it was very kind of, you know, sterile mechanical and stuff like that. And I said, you know, at that point already music was kicking ass. Halo had been out. They could have gone any way they wanted to with that, but the decision to write the music this way and also using these kind of very bright patches. The piano was very bright, you know, everything about it was just bright and sizzly and sterile and clean. And so was the game, right? The game was bright and sizzly and sterile looking and clean and very uplifting. It's almost like the Wii Sports theme is all kind of reminds me of like when you walk into a casino and you hear everything in the key of A. I think it's the key of A. You know, the slot machines are going off and it's to pep you up, man. It was just a super peppy track, you know? And so, and let's face it, watching some of the comments, everybody just kind of nostalgia'd out. So, yeah, that was cool. And that was very nostalgic. As a matter of fact, for me, I remember at the time my daughters were in 9th and 10th grade. So they were starting to go through that stage. If anybody has kids, and especially girls at that age, you know, that's a very unique stage where they start to, you know, parents are not cool, you know, but we bonded really well with this stuff. So we played and we had a really good time. So that, when I listen to this, reminds me of this one house that we used to have in the middle of the island. There's an area called Wahiwa, way up at the top. Beautiful view, watch the sunset and play Wii and stuff like that. You see? Theater of the mind, people. Soundtrack of life. That's what music's all about. That's why we sit here and we listen to music, is because these are soundtracks of our life. Soundtracks in our life. Frick, I can't think. I'm getting high on my peanut butter. Next up. Okay, this is Asteroid Jason. This is still from a catch-up from February 29th. I still have a few more of these. A video game called, well, I've never heard this one, guys. You're going to help me with this. Shenmue? Shenmue. So I don't know. I've never heard of that game. So let me grab it, and we shall listen to it together. I don't know what that is, or if maybe that's misspelling, maybe. I don't know. Shenmue. And the name of the track is Sedge Tree. It's not Sage Tree, it's Sedge Tree. So, Shenmue. Okay, thank you. Oh, it's a cult classic. Okay, well, I take it then that the video game is a cult classic. Is that what you're saying as well? Okay, let's do this. All right. Hello, YouTube. Spooky. Indecision. Darkness. Open world genre. What does that mean? Oof. I love that instrument. So that's open world. Isn't Minecraft kind of open world? This is beautiful. You know, I just want to stop for a second, and I want to bring one thing out. A lot of times the harp is an incredibly important part of a lot of compositions. In of itself, the harp would get completely pounded out volume-wise by the complete orchestra. The only reason why I bring this up is because as an engineer, and I've had experiencing mixing orchestral works, is the kind of unique love you have to give the harp as an engineer to kind of push it hotter in the mix as things start to build a little bit. Some of them could be the glisses and the runs that come up and down, but some of them are as soft as the arpeggiations. That, in general, if a harp was there with a string section and a horn section and stuff, you would barely hear it cutting through. I'm going to go back just a little bit. I want you to listen to how delicate that harp is and where it stands in this mix. Wait a minute, did I pass it? Yeah, I did. Stand by. God dang it. I'm going to go back a little more. My bad. Just come on. Hang in there with me. Hear it? The engineer gives it a little love and a little bit of help through air. Slow release on that minor third. Ballsy forte on the French horns, and actually trombones. Could be both. Very march oriented. So this is that telltale use of drumming up and marching up an army or something. Dark, heavy. So this is the beauty of a dynamic pull in an orchestra. So that's beautiful. Minor third. Boulder repeat. Thickens it up. Oh, I'm being rated. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Listen for the harp and think of the engineer. Okay, briefly, I just want to bring up there, did you notice now by bringing in the horns in a very lush kind of way and the upper arpeggiation or the little ostinato that the strings were playing, it almost seemed like at that point, I don't know what's happening in the game here, but there was a little hope that started to build there. And those horns kind of give you a big fat hug. It's kind of like saying, you're going to be all right. It's going to be fine. You know, I'm going to lift you up. And that's what this vibe is all about here. It's kind of like a lifting vibe. Us out there on that. What a great listen. Wonderful orchestral dynamics to this whole thing, you know, be it in the sense of also the volume changes, if you would. I say that kind of very light-handedly. By bringing, by bringing us in really hot with big, fat, rich arrangements and stuff, pulling us into the abyss of heaviness and then lighting it all up back up, giving us a moment to kind of like chill as that heaviness kind of brought itself down and it got really intimate. I don't know what the name of that instrument was. I'm on or somebody, can you help me with that? That one instrument, I forgot the name of the instrument that they used there. It's a string instrument, but it sounded like it was engineered differently. But I also love the fact, the predictability. I also love the fact that there was never an optimistic resolve to anything. It always dropped right back into the minor. So the whole thing was built to keep you in this kind of pensive mode of celebrating. We're kicking ass, but we're sad. We may have lost a couple of our guys, kind of thing, you know. Yeah, it's that Chinese string instrument. I have it in my mind. I know what it looks like. I just don't know what it's called. But it sounded like it was either mic'd or EQ'd a little differently. Slightly lo-fi-ish, you know. It's Eru. Is that what it is? Possibly Eru. If that's what it is, that's what it is. But it sounded like it was had like a little bit of a lo-fi, you know. Who's that? Hey, Matt. Wait. I gotta roll back up on my thingy here. Market business reactions. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, super cool. And you do reactions too. We do reactions because we love music. You guys say hi to Mark Burris. Forgive me, I'm going to butcher this reaction. So I'll say hi to Mark for dropping by and saying hi. Aru. That's Arhu. Arhu, that's how you pronounce it. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Oops. Let me restart my chat there. All right, so who's next here? Park Pal. It's another game. Oh, I've never heard of this game. Still making up for a couple days ago, guys. Then I'm going to take a short break, and then I'm going to hit the new donos that's kind of come through. From Park Pal, we have a game called the Blinding of Isaiah. I got to open up the Blinding. Oh, it doesn't let me do that. So stand by for 1 second. This is from Park Pal. Makeup from the other dono from the other day. It's a guitar medley. Oh, okay. What kind of guitar? It doesn't quite say yet. Stand by. But I think it's rock. So we're doing this for Park Pal. So let's do this. Who's crying? Why do I have crying emojis? Okay, here we go. Let's do this. All right, this is from Park Pal. This is from the other Dono session from a couple days ago. Love me some nylon guitar playing. Sick-looking bass. Now, of course, you know, you can see the guitars that they're playing, and we're going to be in for something, but this is beautiful, this opening, however they're approaching this. Nice technique. Covers video game music. Oh, I see. Oh, is that him playing all the parts too? The baldiness of the chunk guitars are fat. I love that. So he's staying really close to like a neoclassical kind of vibe. And what I don't know is, since I don't know what this track is originally, if it was written that way or this is his expression of that. But I love what he's doing here. I like the strings that are in unison with this melody. Like the string patch. Those power chords, I love the tone of that. Notice in the background too, he's got a cello. He's a cellist. This guy's one of those incredibly talented multi-instrumentalists, looks like. Ooh, nice. hearing what the bass is doing back there was really cool. The bass is playing way up on the neck, some very unique things. Trippy right there. You hear the organ now? He's doubling down on that organ back there. The snare. Super chunky. Extra chunky drop C. You know, because I don't know anything. Oh, still a little left. Sorry, my bad. That's me clapping before the end of like an opera. It was a great piece of work. I don't know what the original sounds like, and you guys were kind of filling me in on it, but super. And I guess, and a couple people said that he stuck fairly close. It was really authentic instead of stepping a little far out there. And taking any chance. I wouldn't know because I didn't hear the original. But I like his arrangements. The arrangements were really spot on. And I don't know if an acoustic guitar and... Okay, wait. Let me unfumble what I'm trying to say. For anybody who knows what this track sounds like originally, was it kind of rock and metal already? Or was it a classical or more EDM or something? And this was his stamp of creativity, making it this combo kind of metal acoustic vibe. Because I really dug it. I also love the fact that there was patience in the melody, wherever he was playing not only the acoustic, some of the acoustic lines melody, but even the electric one, that there was a string in unison, some kind of single string pad kind of vibe that followed it. You know, so very well done. Now, of course, this was 11 years ago. So I'm sure he's done a lot of things since then. But this was a great listen, man. Thank you so much. Okay, I got a couple more here, and then I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to get into the donos, the Rolo Dono. So stand by. Who's coming up next? This is Senrui. Senori. Are you here, Senori? This is Need for Speed 2. It's a rock track. Let me see what I got here. Senor-Wee, where are we? Ah oui, Senor-Wee. Here we go. Name of the track is Gore. Okay. Need for Speed 2. Name of the track is Gore. It's from Senor-Wee, always coming out and hanging out. I'm one of my usual suspects. Wahaha. Hey, there you are, buddy. How are you? This is for you. This is the makeup from the other day. Let's go. Oh, video game. Okay. Are you ready? bass sound that they're using for their synth. Nice. Total 9 Inch Nails. I was just about to say that, Skeleton. It's as old as you. That was one of the oldest hits I've ever heard. Those hits, those sample hits are so old. Of course, it's 1979, right? 97, I guess. And that's also that 90s chug sound that I love so much. And it is double tracked. Yeah, the pizzicato is kicking ass there. I love that too. It's like when Janet Jackson overuses the orchestral hits. Creepy here. Man, that is an old school analog sequence. Ooh, giving us a little tingle of like cut time. Full on envelope making. Turn the knob, turn the knob. Yeah, this is sick by any standard, any genre, any year. This is a great, great chug right here. Love the bottom end, that sample they were using in the background, percussive. That's a fun soundscape there. Organ back there creeping us off to that motif, le motif. That whole ending and everything, that still vibes today. I mean, you know, that whole thing still kicks ass today. I don't know, this thing was done in 1997, I guess. Is this what it says here? It still vibes today. I mean, if I was to sit there and here in 2023 say, hey man, what would I do with this track if I, you know, use more modern, you know, loops and stuff? It wouldn't have worked. The throatiness and everything the way it is, the authenticity of the patches that were used and all that make that kicked ass, especially in 97, integrating that darkness, that kind of new metal chuggy darkiness and everything with, you know, that hybrid synth work with the, you know, lo-fi loops and stuff like that. I thought it was badass. Fat Bottom is right. Super Fat Bottom song. 1 a.m. just posted the link for that track if you want to hear it. Okay, I got somebody else I got to get here really quick. Then after that, I got one more, and I'm taking a break, and then we're doing the rest of the donos here. This one is by Derpy Cat Dog. This is a band called Sybreed. I know who Sybreed is. You guys got your metal ears on, guys? Because this is going to be some metal. Oh, wait a second. I got a text. I'm waiting for that text. Oh, stand by. Stand by. This is my 5 o'clock show. No, we're good still. Okay. Okay, here we go. Sybreed, let's do this. Get your heavy metal ears on because I know that's what this is going to be. Are you not entertained? Because here we go. Love Like Blood. But that chugginess has a rhythm to it. What does it remind me of? Yeah, very genty. Oh, they opened it up nicely here. Gave us a little ambience. This is yours, right, Derpy? Great hook. I love the ambience. There's a little bit of that 80s ambience in the background. There's a little pad holding on back there. A little bit of Duran Duran there, weirdness. I don't know why I'm just saying that, but there's a little bit of that with that melody, that part of the melody. Please don't hate me for saying that. Yeah, the phaser's so thick in that. Thanks, Phil. This really powers. This stuff powers hard. It's got that. There was something about that. I think it could be the tone of his voice too. But I love this part. that was nice. Ooh, this even kind of ends a little bit like a little bit of that 80s Euro model type sound. It's an old chifer, very trippy. I fully dug this track, man. That caught me off guard. I like it. That's what I love about this journey here on this channel. Geez, I never know what I'm going to get into. Okay, I got one more left, guys, then I got to take my break. This is coming in from Mason Gator, and this is also my last catch-up from the dono from the 29th, which was Friday's session. Yeah, the ambiance on that was really cool. I fully dug that. Mason Gator, this is for you. This is a... Oh, okay. I've heard of this anime song, or it's an anime. Mob Psycho 100. Mabutano Ura. Mabutano Ura is the name of the track that we're doing. Then I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to catch up on the current today donos. Hotirotos. All right, here we go. Uh-oh, Tim Henson just walked in. Just kind of what it feels like to me. Ooh, I like this. Math pop. The bass and the drums really pulls this together. Yeah, there is a lot of room in the mix on this one, without a doubt. Even though there's some competing EQ tones every now and then. Guys, got to say one thing. This is all super badass. Listen to the drums and listen to the kit. To me, that's what's really gluing it together. Yeah, the arrangements are great. Also, if you're an engineer, if you got those kind of ears, I love the ring on the snare. There's a little ring that's happening, and sometimes they'll put a ring dimmer on their snare top, but they're letting this ring pop out, and I really love it. Baseline. Uh-oh, somebody from The Who just dropped in. I'm feeling Tim Henson on this. I don't know why. Teenage Wetland, that's right. Nice rim shot. Let's go. And that was that. That was great, man. That was a great track. Man, so eclectic, man, today's stream so far. But there was a lot of, for me, a lot of fun little things that kept chopping in and out of with the arrangements. I think I kept on bringing up Tim Henson because Tim Henson is kind of an anime character to me, and I say that in a humbly creative kind of way, with the way he writes and composes and stuff. You know, the band Peripheria? No, there's Peripheria and Polyphia. Oh shit, save me guys. His band. And so he is very mechanical with these chord changes in very unique ways that he arranges stuff, and it kind of lays into this kind of playing and stuff. But there was also some very fun, unique editing. Yeah, Polyphia, thank you. But for me, which was really fun, was just listening to the drums and the bass really, you know, gel. And that sound warmed it up quite a bit, you know, instead of it being this kind of cheeky kind of cut and chop kind of thing, you know. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to go back. I have, let me see, ooh, not too much time here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 donos to catch up on the current levels. So I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to hit at least 5 of these, and you guys know how this works. If I don't get to the donos today, when I come back on either Tuesday or Wednesday, I start with the ones that I didn't catch today. Remember, if you're here, you're not here all the time, please go to this YouTube channel that my mod's about to pop up. That's where I take everything I've done here and pop it over there on the YouTube so you can catch up on it later. And then my buddy Turnip, one of the mods, always puts the chapters in there, okay? So I'm gonna take a quick break. Let me just drop peanut butter, water. I've got an hour. So let's go start ripping this. This is coming in from, okay, so coming up right now, the way I have it locked in for the donos today: Makuzia, Judgment Kazi, Ren Fox, Bluebird, Sinister Grift. Let's do this. This one's coming from an anime I've never heard of. Something called 86 is coming in hot from Makuzia. Makuzia, thank you so much. Very humbled by your dono. I appreciate it. So let's do this. The anime is called 86, and the name of the song is called Shin. Are you guys familiar with this anime by chance? I'm sure it must be, because Makuzia loves this song, and we're going to do this together. All right, here we go. Big analog pad vibe. Saturation on that. I don't know if that's the way the track sounds or it was uploaded. Once again, one of those engineering pulls to get an intimate instrument like that violin or that string instrument to cut through. I love that. Yeah, I was looking at the artwork. I thought it was a Cobra helicopter at first. The hugeness of what the French horns is doing here is tremendous. Or the whole brass section, actually. Trombone, everybody's in on it. Saturation on the track there. I don't know if it's part of it. A little slight guitar muting behind the pattern. what it sounds like. Very odd percussive little thing that sticks out like a jab. This reminds me of an old Prophet 5 kind of old rich pad sound. This kind of drifting piano kind of makes you feel like you're drifting, tripping. Kind of this tumbling vibe of sorts, like an out of conscious moment. Piano reminds me of a pianist Liz Story. There was a pianist named Liz Story that plays in this particular technique that's beautiful like this. The whole thing is kind of rubato, right? I mean, it's, the ritarda del dodo. I'm sorry that you're talking about Amon. It weaves itself with that. I love this pattern. Ooh, I love that. I love that. I don't know what this was in the game and why it would cause, or was it anime? I'm sorry, was this a game? No, or was it anime? I'm sorry, I forgot. I don't know what was happening there that would cause that last minute and a half to kind of digress into that piano part, whether be it, thank you, Umber, be it a sad stage in the video game or something of that nature that came through, or it's a moment of contemplation, or is the character dying or passing to another realm. but that kind of piano playing, which takes you through these movements of very dynamic. So there was no set tempo. It was rubato, which means it moved kind of all over the place with tempo. Came up and slowed down, and it got louder, and it got softer, and then broke. You know, that's usually a very whimsical thinking kind of part of composition. I mean, all things considered, in the chords in which that was being played too, it wasn't a stretch like a Prokofiev kind of vibe. It could have been a totally different thing, but it was really, 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 really super pretty track. Very uniquely produced also, with the tones and the sounds of it. When was this, you guys were saying? This was uploaded 2 years ago, but when was this released, or what year did this come out? I don't know why I was thinking. Save me. Oh, about 210s. Okay, fairly recently. Very beautiful ear. But when I was looking at the artwork, I was going, this kind of looks like a mosh-up of like a Cobra helicopter with a turret on top. Judgment Kanmazi. This is for you coming up right now. This is called Royal Republic. It's a band. It's rock and roll. And the name of the track is... Underwear. Under here. Under there. Underwear. So this is for you, Judgment Kazi. And the name of the band is... Whoops, sorry. I'm clicking as I click. Royal Republic. Let's do this. All right. Come on, everybody.
New girl, hot girl, on the new job. New boss, Mr. Moore, he's a real snob. High heels, long legs, tight skirt, great skin, inducing thoughts of sin. Involuntary action, his primitive satisfaction. It gets down.
They're playing around with the guitars here. I love that.
Mr. Moore, what are you doing on the floor?
I can see your underwear from down here. I can see your underwear from down here. I'm not even gonna lie, baby, this I can't deny. I can see your underwear from down here.
Listen to the bass on this.
Mr. Moore feels bad when the day ends.
This is kind of like ska punk, right? Judgment?
Fancy dinner, fancy place. The waiter,
Little bit of a Danny Elfman vocal performance there.
to find he's not alone.
Tell me, Mr. Moore, what everyone is on the floor.
We can see your underwear from down here. We can see your underwear from down here. We're not even gonna lie, baby, this we can't deny. We can see your underwear from down here. We can see your underwear from down here. We're not even gonna lie, baby.
When was this released? 2010. Very catchy what they're playing on the guitar there. Very, very, you know.
I can see your underwear from down here. I can see your underwear from down here. I'm not even gonna lie, baby, this I can't deny. We can see your underwear from down here. We can see your underwear from down here. We're not even gonna lie, baby, this I can't deny. I can see your underwear.
That was so well produced on so many different levels. Now, of course, this is probably pre-cancer culture, cancel culture. I mean, obviously, if you release a song like this today, God knows what kind of flack you would get. But the production on this was great. It was so tight. It was so squared off. And his vocal performances, everything was really authentic to the tone and to the theme of whatever the song was. You know? Let's see. I pushed through the... Oh. But what I loved about it was that now, you see, here's where you guys have to help me a little bit. Judgment, maybe you can help me with this. I'm getting okay with identifying punk ska, and I'm not. Sometimes I get really confused from, like, you know, the Ramones style punk to the kind of punk, and then they add like another attach a genre to it with, you know, authentic punk rock, punk metal, punk ska. Streetlight Manifesto is kind of ska, but it could be punky. You know, I really love the style. I really do. I am such a closet punk fan. I I was never motivated to write punk, except I wrote punk maybe a dozen times or so for music libraries and stuff. But I guess the most raw is punk. Wouldn't that be the Ramones and stuff like that? And then utilizing that same kind of style, stepping off into different Sex Pistols too, yeah. You know, and kind of stepping off, and then that rhythm and that power and that stuff, add a little this, add a little that. Skeletank says, yeah, you know, I think punk has had such an incredible influence on metal and rock without it being so obvious, you know. But I think the ska thing comes in for me. When I think of ska, doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a horn section or anything, but I do think of bands like Streetlight Manifesto, you know, that kind of crosses over that whole thing. That's a great vibe too, man. Streetlight Manifesto, bands like that are just insane for me. But Judgment, frick, this was a killer track. Put me in such a good mood too. I think I hurt my neck with bobbing. I'm gonna have to go to the chiropractor. That was also a very kind donation. Thank you so much. I'm gonna use that to go to the chiropractor and fix my neck after listening to your track. Ren Fox, this next one is for you. This is called Brothers of Metal. It's a metal track, so I know what we're in for. So, here we go. Hang on for a second. Oh, ow, my lower back. Oh, Streetlight's making another album? Fantastic. All right, Ren Franks, here we go. Franks. Name of the band is Brothers of Metal, and the name of the track is Powersnake. Oops, it's not letting me process it. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. All right, Ren, this is for you, my brother. Caught me off guard. Big jump scare.
With fangs as tall as trees. The wretched spawn of Loki that was banished to the seas. Eyes glowing red in the dark on the ocean floor as the serpent awakes.
It's like as if Behemoth and Nightwish had a baby. Great way to put it, Skeleton. Folky symphonic power metal.
This dear abomination of a child has many names. Lindward, king of serpents, girdle of the realm. This guy has nothing left to prove but size that overwhelms. Jormungandr, leaf-god serpent, bane of Thor. The snake will get his sweet revenge.
Great harmonies on that. Guitar sound great. Little muted chugs. Can you hear the string pad arrangement in the back? That gives it that Scandinavian metal vibe. Nice.
So elusive and mysterious, Nessie no match.
But this definitely sells in the Nordic metal vibe.
Thor could never catch. With scales tough as shining steel and steel and hard
Nice
and
harmonies.
mind. Across the world and back again, his body he can wind. The Powersnake will drag you down and drown you in his flesh. He learns to swim and fear to sea. He likes his dinner fresh.
jazz lead there.
Powersnake, you will fade under the shadow of the Powersnake, the wingless dragon, storm
You can hear that lead behind there in the very back. It's kind of following the melody a bit, but it's still cutting through. But a little bit of a Celtic vibe in there as well. But it definitely sounded super commercial enough where it could have been like a theme to something, you know, extremely powerful. You know what I'm talking about? It had that thematic kind of grab to it in the composition. And it definitely has that Euro, Scandinavian, Nordic, as like Amon had mentioned earlier, kind of vibe to it. And a lot of it also has to do with the vocal performance, and the harmonies that are used are very usually bold and very, you know, anthemic and call to action. And, you know, it's a battle. This was a battle. I'd like to call this battle cry metal. I don't know if there's such a genre, and I'm not trying to make it a genre. I'm just saying. A lot of this kind of music is very battle cry. It's very powerful. It's very visceral. The Viking, the Nordic, the whole European enclave of power and you know, brawn and stuff like that is woven into a lot of this metal, and I love that. And also they push those boundaries where they will include, you know, powerful string sections and stuff, albeit maybe they'll record live strings, but you know, when they're playing live at Wiccan or something like that, it'll be the keyboard player with these big, deep, rich keyboard stabs and stuff. But excuse me, but this is a snake signal. I like that instead of the Batman signal. Hey, snake, are you still here? I'm a snake. This is your Batman signal in the sky. This is you. Go ahead, screenshot that, Bubba. Next up, Bluebird 51. This is a band called Faouzia. Bluebird, I think this is the first time I've seen you come by here. If not, and you've done it before, I'm just old and I forget, but thank you very much. I don't know if you're still here. If you are, let's check this out. I look forward to it. Alrighty. Let's do this. This is from Bluebird 51, and I guess it's for Elise. Once again, you guys don't hate me for getting the names wrong. I do the best that I can. Let's do this. All right. Ooh, I love that little muted piano vibe. It's got a little macabre circus vibe there.
I'll dance like a puppet on your string. I'll sing
voice.
when you order me to sing. I'll ring like a desperate violin. You're so musical, an artist. You make a lie sound like it's true.
Beautiful intervals in that melody. Oh.
You're unusual, creative, hard to do to be amused.
I love the breathing strings behind it, lifting her.
Play me like my name is Elise.
Pushing that melody copyright just a little on the piano. Very clever with that little piano part. That gives you that like uneasy vibe.
I'll jump if you ask, I'll say how high. I'll run like a shiver down your spine. For you, I will give you my own life.
I love the choice of trap sounds.
You're so musical, an artist. You make a lie sound like it's true. You're unusual, creative, hard to do to be amused. So play me like my name is Elise.
Beautiful. This is badass. I love this.
Drown me in your twisted melodies. I'll pretend you wrote them all for me.
Little Alice in Wonderland vibe with those kind of like piano arrangements. Beautiful background vocals.
You're so
You know, you're gonna that little Beethoven riff there. You're just like going, don't add another note. Oh shit, will it be in court? Oh, okay. No, I think it might be public domain. I don't know. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Two things I want to mention about this. I love the supporting arrangements with the strings behind, which allowed her as a performer to really, really super shine with her vocal performance. Now, I'm not a vocal reactor or coach, but what I've noticed in how every generation of singers come up with a new style and different way of doing things and tones. And this recent run, I'd say last 10 years of vocalists that have been utilizing this particular style. And of course, each one of them have their own signature of their style. But it is such a beautiful compliment, her voice to this arrangement. I don't know anything about her as an artist. I don't know what else she's done. But to this arrangement, her voice was a stunning compliment to this and the tone. Now, also, mics have become extremely more sensitive, and there's very unique tones that these mics can also pull from vocals, you know, and new techniques for compression and EQing and stuff, which doesn't take away from the performance whatsoever. It's just that now these vocals are better positioned in mixes in very unique ways, so that they can feel that. I almost felt like I could feel her singing in the palm of my hand, you know, like tone, like I could have felt it right there, the intimacy. But that's the other thing too. What was beautiful is that the intervals in her melody that she was doing, some of them were in the very light category in the vocals, where she stayed in a very soft breathing tone and got all the way up to whatever. No, that was the other melody. It's in my head. But then she does this intervallic move on her melody again, and she comes from underneath, you know, from her diaphragm, and held it together just like a boss, man. Just beautiful. Absolutely wonderful. Another thing is, too, is I really liked the choice of traps that were used on here in the programming and stuff. And then the final thing I want to say is I think we're about to embark on a unique period in, let's just say, pop culture music where songs are shorter. And there was a big discussion with a bunch of other people on the internet and YouTube on how songs, at least in the pop culture world, because of platforms like TikTok and stuff, are now becoming shorter. This track's 2:44, which isn't really all that short. But, you know, the Beatles era of writing a track that was, a little bit shorter, a little bit more compressed and stuff like that. And you get right into the melodies, you get right into the hooks and so on and so forth. So anyhow, that was a great listen. 'Tis my opinion. But I fully dug that track. It was beautiful. Sinister Grift, this is for you. Next one coming up. This is a band called Animal Collective. This is a folk track. I know I went off on a tangent. My chat went to sleep. My bad. That's what I do. So Sinister Grift, if you're still here, this is for you. This one is, the song is called Graze. Not like Grey's Anatomy, but graze like cows that graze. Okay, Sinister Grift, if you're still... Hey, there you are. How are you? Let's do this. Okay, what is this? This is I'm going to go on a trip. You think I'm going to go on a trip? We're going to go on a trip together, Grift. Thank you so much for your generosity on your dono. Let's do this together. All right.
Let me begin. Feels good 'cause it's early. Ease open my eyes and let light in. Some ideas are brewing. The radio vibes with flying string.
I love the ambience and the spaciness of this.
Are taking their time, fine. Let's not hurry. It's a morning. Let's not
Very heady. I love this.
It's a morning. How does a bag
stick percussion vibe thing happening now and then. Little hints of Beach Boys. Uh-oh, the Grifter's giving me, Sinister Grift is giving me a hint. Very dream-esque. I love this.
Comfort, why do you run for it? Why can't you keep doing what you're supposed to do? Why can't I reach you, but I must need you? You're at the beach end, I'm in some strange bed. Comfort, why do you run for it? Why can't you keep doing what you're supposed to do? Why do you have to go? Why do you have to go? In the dark of the morning, you're staying home. Why do you have to go? Why do you have to go? In the dark of the morning, you're staying home.
There's a little bit of an African rhythmical value in here, buried.
In the dark of the morning, you're staying home. Why do you have to go? Why do you have to go? In the dark of the morning, you're staying home.
That little section kind of reminded me of that one song where Chevy Chase was in the video with Garfunkel. I mean Simon. I forgot the name of that song. You Can Call Me Al. That's the one. Didn't it feel like that? Super trippy though. This is one of those tracks you need to listen to on a heroic dose. Or if you don't do a heroic dose, this will put you on one. What a great listen. I love that. Oh, that was great. Thank you so much for that. Whoops. Sorry. Oh, I love that. I loved how it just opened up with all that swimminess and stuff that kind of pulled us into this ethereal vibe and stuff. But I'm telling you, I can't kick that thought. It was very Brian Wilson, very Beach Boys-esque in its arrangement style. I'm not saying that's what it was influenced to. That's just where my old brain goes to from my soundtrack of life. But then when we started getting into when the percussion, where the pan flute started coming in and started holding its little sequence that it had, it was kind of having this mystical vibe. But there was kind of an Afro percussive approach to some of the arrangements and even the vocals, the way they were performed, which gave me that vibe of like They Can Call Me Al from Paul Simon, the song where Chevy Chase was in the video. So it definitely had that, man. Grifter, that or Sinister Grift, that was great. Oh, he does get, oh, good. So then I'm not too far out there. He does get compared to Brian Wilson. Oh, okay.